Hi there, I'm Barry, and this is another video from kentclassicalguitars.co.uk. I'm here today to talk about nails. Now, this is the bane of a lot of classical guitarists' lives. I got quite strong nails, and if it hadn't been for doing other things in your life, you do DIY or other kinds of things, and nails break and stuff like that, and it's just the impossibility basically of maintaining a full set of nails without breaking them, without them cracking, splitting, or whatever else. And it just got to the point, if you're wanting to play the guitar every single day and you haven't got time to wait for nails to grow, then what choice do you end up with but to come up with some other kind of solution other than using your own nails? Because one by one your nails break and you're in a situation of, well, I just can't play the guitar today because I haven't got any nails. So I've looked at picks, no good, no way. You've got to have a nail for a classical guitar. It's got to be on there, stuck on there. You've got to be close to it, close to the string. It's got to be like your own nail. So I was left with a situation, well, I'm just going to have to figure out how I can glue nails onto my fingers. And that's what I do. Now, there are some solutions out there. You can go on the internet and search for some people that will sell you kits and nails and stuff like that, which is fair enough. I decided that I would just try myself, and I started trying with a bit of well, here, let's see, I'll just show you my nails. Okay, I don't know how easy you can see them there on the video, but apart from my pinky, which is my own nail, the other ones are all fake, which I have done myself, including my, let's get the thumb, get the thumb in there, yeah, including the thumbnail, right, all fake. And I'm going to, here we are, and this is what I've used. This is dog chews, and an advert for Essential High Life Dental Dog Chews, and we have 2 dogs, and they love these things, and I recycle the material. As you can see, I've chopped a fair bit out of these. Okay, so dog chews. Now, started with Superglue. Not good enough. The nails tend to sort of pop off, and you're going to be doing something and using your nails for other things. Obviously, if you're peeling spuds or doing other things around the house, and then all of a sudden, nail pops off in the middle of doing something, opening the fridge or something, and then you're scrabbling around the floor searching for a nail. That wasn't any good. And then, so I had to look around for a solution, looked on the internet, and found this stuff here. This is proper nail glue called The Edge, very cheap. On eBay you can get like 3 bottles for £3.45 including postage and packaging, eBay UK. And last you forever basically, 3 bottles of this. Okay, I do notice that you can't, I've still got tons left in this, and I've had it for a month or so, but and I've got 2 other bottles, as I bought 3. But it does tend to, after opening and closing, it does tend to get a little bit gooey after a while. But the beauty of this stuff is the bond is incredible, and and the nails do not tend to come off if you do it properly. But the one thing, the only proviso with this is that the glue does get a little bit thicker over time from opening and closing the bottle, I guess, and air gets to it, and so you might have to end up throwing the bottle away before you finish the bottle. That's a possibility anyway, but being so cheap doesn't really matter anyway. Okay. Now, I mean, how to apply it? There's no... You see, you might think that some nail glues will have a brush in them. This one doesn't. But that's not a problem, because the way you want to apply this is you don't use a finger or an applicator or anything. You just let me see where. You just get your nail, drop. You just dribble the stuff over it until it covers the nail. So you've got a film of glue over the nail. Pop the nail that you've created onto it, and within a few seconds it's bonded. You have to be very careful with this stuff in terms of placing the nail on the finger. So as you're putting the nail down over the glue, make sure you place it in the right place, because it bonds very quickly, and then you're going to have to do it over again if you haven't placed the nail in the correct place. Okay. Now, in terms of a tutorial, well, it's pretty simple, really. But it's you're gonna have to trial and error it yourself. You just get a pair of scissors. You cut out a square. If I should say, let's say I'm doing my index finger. I just need a square material. That's the right size. My index finger, okay, so I have a square of material there. Now, in terms of thickness of this, I don't have a micrometer to measure it, but my measurement would roughly state that this is about 500 microns, 400 to 500 microns. I would say that if you're looking to buy some acetates, or you're looking to find, rather than use the dog bottle or something like this, that you want something that's going to be the same or uniform. Some parts of this are not as uniform as others, but then you would be using, I would say, 400 or 500 micron acetates. And you can order them from various different companies on the internet, and they are quite cheap, and you'll get a source of material that will last for a long time, and you can cut little bits out of them and just go on your merry way making your nails for a long time. But then I just square off the end, get my nail, just put it over there and have a look at it. Just have a look at it and think, okay, what bits do I have to cut off it? I'll sort of pre-bend it a little bit. You can bend this quite easy into the shape of my nail. I just want to make sure that when I glue it, it just sits on the nail the way it should. You do not want to be pressing it down onto the nail and creating tension or anything. It must just lie on top of the nail. So I bent it now. You can see how easy that was. Right to the right shape. Okay. Then I need to, keep looking at it, use that as a reference, and then cut some bits off it. Right, it's not an exact science or anything. You have to use your eye, and it's about experience of doing this. The more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. And you know, you have to be prepared to be patient. Otherwise, what are you going to do? You can go to a nail bar or something and get somebody else to do it, but they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it like this. Not necessarily going to use the same material. They're not going to have the classical guitarist in mind, although they might have done them for classical guitarists before. So I'm getting there. Right, so yeah. Right, so I've got roughly the shape that fits my nail bed now, and I've got the shape that it would just sit on there to be glued on. Okay, then glue it on. All right, it'll bond instantly within seconds. Just as it's gluing, as it's bonding, just push it down a little bit. Be careful there's not glue seeping out the sides. Your fingers could get stuck on the glue seeping out the sides. Don't worry too much about that. Once it's bonded, then you'll have a nail with, let's get that back, with things sticking out the top. Right, now you're in a position to cut and shape it. Alright, so the first thing to do would be to scissor cut it to the right sort of rough length. Don't cut too much off, because you can file a fair bit down, but cut it to roughly where you want it to be in terms of how long you want it to be. All right. Then my next tool is just an emery board. I got a two-sided emery board, cheap. You know, you can got 10 of these for like 79 pence or something like that from Mazda. Okay, so you can use anything like this. I think these are good because they've got a very rough and a smooth, rough and smoother edge, smoother face. Okay, so do the main sanding, smooth it off a bit. You might have to sand down some of the edges, because as you're sanding it off, the edges will sort of rough up a bit, so you might have to sand some down as well, like that. Okay, so you might have a ridge around the edge, but this is all pretty straightforward and easy stuff. Okay, we should use that. Then buffer. Right, so you've got this one, 89 pence in Asda. It's got a this one. You know, it's a very, 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 very fine sort of sandy paper type thing, but this is classified as a buffer for nails. This is a rougher edge. Okay, so you do that first. Okay, then use the super. This is called Super Shine. And use that. Okay, done. Right, nail finished. Now, I've got 4 nails to do. Now, if I want to do a really good job on this, it could take me hour and 20 minutes, something like that, to do it while I'm watching a program on TV. Okay, but this is a solution that will last me for up to a month without any issues, unless I do something drastic. And I can do anything with these nails. I don't have to walk around wearing a glove or anything. This material is strong enough for me to use these nails for doing my everyday chores. And use these nails to do the things I would have normally used my normal nails for. So I don't have to avoid doing things with them. They're very strong. Okay, and if you do break one, you can always replace one, and that's going to take obviously a lot less time. It's only when you've got to replace all 4 that it's going to take a long time. So what's going to happen is that as your nails grow, you will have to keep on. You will have to sand down, or they'll get longer, obviously, and that's fine if you don't mind them getting a bit longer. But what's going to happen eventually is that your nail will be growing underneath it, and it'll get to a point where that's going to start to cause you a problem playing the guitar. Now that would probably be, depending on how fast your nail grows, 3 weeks or so. At that point in time, you may have to start thinking about changing them. So taking the nail off, cutting back your nail, and putting another one on. Things to think about in terms of taking this route. One thing is that I think I'm going to have to stop this and do part 2, because I realize I've gone 16